everyone. Welcome to the finals of the first split of the LCUS, coming to you with a best of five series tonight between Northern Storm and Triple Strike. I, of course, am Kenos, joined tonight for the casting by Nickelbacker. How you doing, Nickel?
Doing fine tonight. Hopefully, we're going to see some interesting games. It's going to be a long split tonight between Northern Storm and Triple Strike. Well, how about you, Kenos? How are you doing tonight?
Doing good. Definitely hoping to see us go to 5 games. Hopefully, see somebody take the wind out of Northern Storm's sails a little bit. Everybody likes to see a comeback story happen, and maybe we'll get one tonight. Since we're having some technical difficulties getting the game set up, we'll just jump right in and introduce the analyst desk for tonight as well. Just like last week, we have Sig Tau Lord. How you doing, Sig?
I am fantastic. Ready for an exciting set of matches to end this first split.
All right, great. And then we have CB. How you doing, CB?
Doing pretty good. Hoping this is some good games.
All right, great. And today on the analyst desk, we also have Prowler joining us, who casted with me a couple of weeks ago. How you doing, Prowler?
Appreciate it. I'm excited to see Northern Storm actually lose a game for once.
Yeah, I think that's the consensus all around there. So tonight we'll be having the analyst desk handling the champion select. It's kind of similar to what they did last week, also with the post-game analysis as well, hoping to get some good insights there. But, while we're killing time here, analyst desk, what are you guys looking forward to from this next set of games? In terms of just what kind of champions think we'll have to look forward to, stuff like that.
With this new patch that's out, I personally, as a support main, am excited to see how some of these meta changes have happened, especially with the changes to the English language is escaping me. The support item that heals, not redemption. Either way, with the changes in support items, I'm excited to see how some of the builds go, and with the caliber of supports that we have playing in this game, it should be exciting.
How about you, Prowler? What are you looking forward to?
Actually, I'm in line with Sig on this one. The playmaking supports have been huge with the new meta in 8.2. Not a lot of playmaking supports have been featured in the LCUS, so I'll be looking for playmakers like Blitzcrank or Thresh to be coming out, as opposed to the normal, the Brahms and the kind of tankier champions down there.
All right, and how about you, CB?
I agree with the other two guys here, but I'm actually looking for a little bit of something different from Triple Strike. Northern Storm's gotten their hands all over everybody, just destroyed, and I want to see port with these new items or a different lane, just something to change it up and throw a little thorn in Northern Storm's side.
Speaking of Northern Storm, we've seen, they definitely have some really good coordinated play, good use of warding, good use of split pushing. What do you think Triple Strike needs to do to take a game off these guys? We'll start with you, Sig.
I think Triple Strike's going to have to play into the aggressive nature of Northern Storm. Northern Storm, one thing that they were able to capitalize versus the other teams is that very Chinese mentality of aggression above all, move together, stay together. It's very difficult to get a pick on them. So I think that Triple Strike's going to have to play into that with a strong team fight comp and maybe some improved vision game, because Northern Storm has the strongest vision game in the LCUS right now.
Yeah, definitely. And Prowler, let's go to you. What do you think about the individual matchups? Which lanes do you think we should be keeping an eye on?
For me personally, the top lane is the matchup that I'm most interested in seeing. Both of the players know each other very well. They're very competitive. And I can tell you there's been a lot of sniping back and forth all throughout the week. So I'll be looking to see who can pay off a little more, with their taunting, so to speak.
How about you, CB? You keep an eye on the top lane as well, or do you think we should look somewhere else?
I'm thinking we're going to look mid lane for a really interesting matchup. Kokoro no Kagi's been spectacular for Northern Storm, and Ace has been just as good for Triple Strike. So I'm thinking there might be some very interested laning matchups there.
Okay, definitely. And then I guess we'll just turn it on the head here. So obviously, Northern Storm has been very dominant. Do you think they need to make any sort of adjustments in their play to keep that dominance going? We'll go back to you for this, CB.
I don't know. If I was them, I might just stick to what when things are working, you don't really want to change it. But if I'd really, if I had to pick something, maybe to just get that early game. I think there was a few games in the semifinals where they fell a little bit behind in the early game, and really it was unnecessary. Just maybe a little bit too much aggression or something. But really, overall, they've got a great strategy, and it should continue to work well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Prowler, can you talk a little bit more about that early game? Because I mean, obviously, we have seen a couple of times that Northern Storm does seem to fall behind against teams like Take the Lantern, and then they just happen to come back stronger in the late game. What do you think they can do to help secure their early game better?
A lot of that comes down to the jungle play, and I think we've been seeing as Northern Storm's jungler, Fat Lee, has been changing over to more team-based champions as opposed to when he first started, he was playing a lot of Udyr, really playmaking champions. They've been falling a little bit behind, and then that team play from the jungler has been coming in to save them later on. If they want to not fall behind early, I would look for Fat Lee to be playing a more aggressive champion, an Udyr, a Nocturne, something kind of out there to make those plays early on that'll get them ahead.
Yeah, that could definitely help. I know the jungle is a big part of it. Nickel, I know we jump around the analyst desk a lot. What kind of stuff are you keeping an eye out for these games?
Well, honestly, I'd have to agree with a lot of what they said. I mean, really, for the previous games, we've seen that Northern Storm has had just a quality team composition, not just from champs, but from each other, really, as players. And the ward coverage, that is probably something that has bit everybody's butt in this entire series, is just their ward coverage. Being able to see those ganks coming in from the jungle, being able to know that it's safe to roam from the mid lane or the top lane, it's going to be tough to go against that. What I think that Triple Strike needs to do is kind of learn from their enemy, so to speak, get some good ward coverage. And I mean, speaking of that, we had a good matchup. I don't know if it was last week or the week before, where Northern Storm versus Triple Strike. I mean, Triple Strike definitely wore them down. Those were definitely good matches. It was tough. It was a tough match to call, but I feel like that Triple Strike is definitely going to have a better head on their shoulders, and hopefully we'll see this game go to 5 games. Or the split go to 5 games, excuse me.
Yeah, it definitely would be exciting to see that. So, let's stick with the ward coverage there for a minute. As we've said, Northern Storm has really been doing quite a lot with ward coverage, better than most, if any, other team in the LCUS this split. Sig, let's go to you. Who would you, if you were on Triple Strike for this, who would you put the onus on for ward clearing or ward coverage for that, to make sure that they don't necessarily have that vision advantage?
I think that's going to fall on the back of the jungler, and make sure that he's. You're going to have to move in on Fat Lee because he's such an aggressive jungler. So we might see some Nunu, we might see some Gragas, but some heavy counter jungling. And that's going to give you the vision control that you're looking for as well, so that bot lane with Brandana can push on in.
So you think that we might end up, like you said, seeing a little bit more on the tankier side of junglers, kind of like we were talking about the supports as well?
With the changes that happened to Nunu, if we don't see him tonight, I owe somebody $1. I'll tell you.
Deal. I'll take you up on that offer, sir. No, I'm kidding, man.
Come on, why not? Let's make it a little interesting. Yeah, so that can go just right then into champion select as well. Let's start with you, Prowler. What kind of picks bans are you expecting? I mean, obviously, like you said, Kokoro is a big threat. So what are you kind of thinking will be a focus for champions for these teams?
It's not just that Kokoro's been a big threat, it's that him and Ace have been the players that have drawn the most bans out of any other players. I will be interested to look most if Northern Storm is going to spend bans on Ace, and whether Triple Strike will spend bans on Kokoro, or if they will kind of let them pick their champion, bet on their mid laner against the other team's mid laner, and use that to spread the bans around, try to limit what the other people are doing.
All right. How about you, CB? They're thinking that it's going to be mostly mid lane bans, or do you think it gets spread out a little bit?
No, actually, I think that Northern Storm might tend to ban the top lane tonight. Greatbeard Odin has been playing fantastic and really just carried Triple Strike to the championship, I think. But if I was Triple Strike, I think I would actually focus on banning the jungle. As everybody was stating, Fat Lee is kind of a integral part of the team, and if they can somehow give him some disadvantage, that might be key to.
Yeah, definitely. Always trying to find those advantages one way or another there. How about you, Nickel? What are your thoughts about what kind of pick bans we're going to see?
It's hard to say. I mean, it'd be easy to say just that we're going to see more of the same. We're going to see some mid lane ban. I mean, honestly, that's where my mind is right now. We're going to see some more. We're going to see Ace get banned out. We're probably going to see Kokoro get banned out. I will bet a buck that we're probably going to see a Zoe banned. But, yeah, I do have to tend to agree with CB. I mean, yes, you can ban out one player, but I feel like that if they're going to do that for anybody, it might be beneficial to do that for Fat Lee. Make him play somebody that he's not completely comfortable with, because he is a tier above the rest of junglers. He has his roam down. He definitely knows when it's right to gank. That's probably gonna, if a thorn in their sides that they don't want, and if they don't do that in the first game, they're probably going to find out fairly quickly that Fat Lee in the jungle is something that they don't want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and also I do wonder if they are going to ban out Odin a little bit more, his top lane, because him having Ornn he's been really playing very well with that champion. It'll be interesting to see if they ban any of his champs out, but we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, definitely will be a good thing to keep an eye on there. All right, so we've talked about the jungle, the mid, and the top lane for the bans and the picks. So I guess we'll go to Sig. What are you thinking for the bot lane? Do you think that we'll get some ban focus there? Will everybody be kind of focused elsewhere?
With the way that the meta is working right now, I think it would be a waste for meta bans. Now, I do think that with the caliber of players that we have, we could see some targeted bans toward people like Brandana, who's such a very strong, aggressive ADC, that it could be that he might see some targeted bans. But I'm not sure if we'll see any meta bans for the ADC or the support role, as there's so much emphasis on the mid and the mid and the jungle role right now. I think with the caliber that Ace, Fat Lee, I think with those kind of players, you have to aim and you have to stay inside a meta, because if you give them meta picks, they're just going to walk right over.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, not only meta picks, but favorite picks, a lot to be concerned about. Particularly with in the mid lane, like we said, we got the Zoe is possibly being banned. Anivia was a big back and forth for Triple Strike last week, so I'm expecting that she's going to show up in the ban lists unless Kokoro is confident in his play against her. So I guess then, as we're still dealing with the technical difficulties, the next big question is just who do you think's going to win tonight and by how much? So I'll just go down the line based on my screen here. CB, what do you think how the games are going to go? What's going to be the final score?
I think it'll be 3-1. I think Triple Strike will be able to pull off one game. It might be actually, like you guys were saying, focused on that bot lane. I think if Chaos can maybe might actually make an impact, but yeah, I think Triple Strike will win one, but Northern Storm has just had too much going for them to not win it out.
All right, Nickel, what do you think?
Well, I'm hoping to see it a little bit more even. maybe even seeing Triple Strike come out and see Northern Storm get the L here tonight. But that's a toughie. It's interesting because these teams had played before, and we kind of saw like their play styles against each other. And Triple Strike definitely did start going up against Northern Storm more better, for lack of a better word. But I can't put a number on it, man. It's just too hard. I would like to say maybe like 3-2 or 2-3 in favor of Triple Strike, but I feel like it's going to be a little bit more even. Or, yeah, 5 games. Duh. Yeah, I'll stick with that.
All right, cool. How about you, Prowler?
I hate to, cheer against Triple Strike here. I think we're all looking for Northern Storm to at least get a loss. My heart tells me give Triple Strike a win and say that Northern Storm wins it in 4. My brain is telling me that Northern Storm takes all 3 games and continues their dominance that they've shown in the preseason and the regular season as an unbeatable team in this split.
Okay. And Sig, what are your thoughts?
I think that we're going to be looking at a shutout. I don't want to see that, but we've seen the caliber play that Northern Storm puts out, and as a big fan of aggressive, mobile teams, you'd be hard not to pick them as the darling to take it all. That being said, if Team Triple Strike are able to take it up a notch, they can take this to Game 5, and they can win.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely I think the thing that we have to look out for. Me personally, I'm going to be keeping an eye on the jungle. I think it could be one of the more mismatched matchups of the night. But at the same time, the Xin pick last week I think is part of the reason that Triple Strike was able to win. Mostly just because he had the good disruption effects that managed to give his team just enough time to win those last couple of team fights. So I think that it's going to be really come down to, like a lot of us have been saying, vision control. Quite often as well, just the idea of seeing how well the jungle ganks go, where they'll be focused, who they'll be focused on. Because we know that, well, at least in most of the games that Triple Strike does, Ace's mid lane is generally the target of most of the ganks. So we'll see if that manages to continue or not. At the moment, I also think it's going to be 3-1, but I'm not sure how which team will end up going that way. Just because, it's possible that Triple Strike turns it on and manages to pull out a surprise or two. But it's also possible that, Storm just comes in and continues to be dominant, and maybe Triple Strike manages to get Game 3, but then falls behind in Game 4. So, yeah, we are still dealing with a bit of technical issues. This time, guys, it isn't our fault, we promise. It is, it's Riot, please, with the custom select going off for us, and also just some issues connecting with some of the players. So while we are waiting on that, Sig, you want to handle some announcements about the coming up next split?
I am more than happy to do that. Folks, we cannot tell you there is no better time to join us here at the LCUS presented by GMA to really get engaged with us. We do have on our Facebook group some surveys we'd absolutely love for you to fill out. One for signing up to play. We welcome new players at all times, and even if you don't want to play regularly, we need subs. Subs are the backbone of the LCUS, so please go sign up. The other is a feedback survey. We'd love to get this filled out so we can provide you with better quality content and continue to grow as a broadcast team. Now, that being said about Facebook, I really hope that on Twitch, you're going to hit that subscribe button. You're going to follow us. On YouTube, most definitely like, share, subscribe. Give us feedback. We'd love to interact with you as the community. So we've got some very exciting things coming up, and we want you to be a part of it. So don't hesitate. Reach out to us. Let us know.
All right, excellent. Yeah, always good to get that out there, especially with the second split happening a couple weeks into February. Always nice to get new blood into there, maybe get some new teams, spread out the scheduling and the scoring quite a bit. Um, because if we take a quick peek at the standings here from what this how the split turned out, like we do have the 6 teams right now, but we could easily make that up to 8, or even more, depending on how much the interest, the number of people who are open to pulling up and joining up and signing up for a couple of games. Always great to see, and of course we do have the gym class feeders things on Wednesdays, which I know have been a lot of fun for a lot of people, depending on the variety of games and stuff like that. So, with the waiting that we're still doing with the bugs that we have going for that, I wanted to talk just a little bit about the individual matchups in the lanes. Like we were saying before, everybody's kind of got their eyes on maybe a different part of the game. You got the mid lane, the jungle. So on the person-to-person matchups, who do we think is stronger? We'll start with Sig. Let's say bot lane. Who do you think has an edge down there?
I'm gonna give it to Team Northern Storm. They've showed dominance the entire split. Team Triple Strike are definitely gifted, but they really rely on the carry in the mid lane, Ace. So I'm gonna have to give it to Northern Storm.
Okay. Prowler. I guess we'll keep talking about the bot lane. Do you agree with that? Do you think Triple Strike might have an edge?
I think that Triple Strike has the edge in the bot lane. Brandana is a fantastic ADC. He's been, the backbone and other carry next to Ace that's been allowing them to do a lot of the damage. Northern Storm, they have a great bot lane. They work great together. I still think that Brandana and Mr. Pig are a better duo down there, and I look for them to push up on that turret, hopefully get some pressure, take away some of the jungle, ailments that the Ace has been dealing with.
All right, Nico, we've got 1 vote for Storm, 1 vote for Triple Strike. What are your thoughts for the bot lane?
I do want to interrupt you with some breaking news. It is looking tonight like Trufflesaurus will be playing in the support role for Team Northern Storm, so we will be starting here shortly.
All right, awesome.
All right.
Okay, still drop the question there to you, Nickel. What are your thoughts on the
On the bot lane?
Yeah.
Yeah. It really comes down to dealing with weird. Okay. Anywho, there's the bot lane. I feel like that I might have to agree with Prowler on this one. I feel like that Mr. Pig and Brandana definitely have more of a connection than Northern Storm do. I'm not going to deny that Northern Storm has a strong bot lane. They've definitely shown it time and time and again, but it just seems like that Mr. Pig and Brandana click when it comes down to their plays in the bot lane. Now, that's not to say that Northern Storm hasn't been able to do that as well, but yeah, I feel like that Triple Strike has the little bit of an advantage there, but we also do have to keep in mind that a lot of ward coverage comes from the bottom lane for Northern Storm, and they definitely do a great job of keeping it defensively and aggressive when they need to, and that definitely helps them out in the long run as well.
All right, and CB, your thoughts on the bot lane matchup?
I'd have to agree. I'd have to go with Triple Strike. That substitution, I think it was Trufflesaurus as support, is huge. Oceanic Abyss has been playing pretty well, but you can't give it. Brandana and Mr. Pig are playing extremely well together. It's going to be interesting. I'd like to see maybe a Tom Kench type play from Trufflesaurus, just to make sure that he can keep his AD carry safe in this game, at least in the first one, to get them warmed up as a team. But overall, I think this bot lane, it has to go to Triple Strike.
All right. Well, it does look like we have everyone signed in to the room. Not able to post a ready in there because they set up a password for that. I guess was how they were able to get it to work. So let's just try to get through the other lanes kind of quicker here. Mid lane, Sig, which side has the advantage, do you think?
It would be easier for me to tell you which pinky to cut off. I'm both just so talented. I think it's really they're very similar skilled between Kokoro and between Ace, so it's going to come to the junglers who are going to be the ones helping push that lane and give the competitive edge. And with the ability that Fat Lee provides and the support that he provides Kokoro, it's going to be very difficult to beat. I do want to take a moment before the game starts. I would like to announce there is going to be a first tier ban loss on Team Northern Storm due to delay. This is a balancing technique also because of Trufflesaurus's substitution to allow Team Triple Strike to balance for any preparation that they had.
For sure, and of course that throws a whole lot of questions into the mix as to how the champion select's going to go, because there's so many possible champions that Triple Strike could pick up now with the ability to get through 3 bans. But let's, still going through the lanes here. Prowler, are you going to be a little more committal? Oh, no, we're not going to have that. We're going straight into the game. So we will leave this now to the analyst desk. Good luck, guys.
Thank you, Kenos and Nickel. We can't wait to throw it back to you. Folks, again, I cannot stress how excited I am for this championship match here at the first split of the LCUS. We are seeing on the red side Team Triple Strike, and on the blue side, we do have Northern Storm. What do you think we're going to be looking for from Northern Storm since they're losing this first round ban loss? Let's shoot it to you, CB.
The first round ban loss is a very, very hard thing to come through. Really what Northern Storm's going to have to do is just stick to what they've been doing. Their 2 bans are going to be key, but Triple Strike basically gets to pick whoever they want for the first 3, so if they just want to throw support, whoever else is maybe their support and their AD carry are very confident in who they want to pick. I don't know, but I don't think that too hard for Triple Strike to make this into a big advantage.
I can get behind that. We're going to have to see what roles are left for them to ban from. Now, Prowler, we've already seen 2 bans come across, Vigar and Zoe. Those are most certainly targeted. How do you think Kokoro is going to be able to manage that? What do you think that we're going to see out of him?
Yeah, Kokoro's got a champion pool that's judged large enough to make it through the first tier bans, so you've seen Northern Storm in their first 3 picks will almost always reserve a mid laner for Kokoro. I guess, what we're leaving open here for him is his Anivia, and I would have to take a look at his champion pool again, but I'm really surprised that Triple Strike is targeting him so hard. I would have thought that they would have spread the bans out a little more.
You would think with the caliber of players that they have between Fat Lee and the known quantity that is Port Swimmer, that might be something that would have been prioritized in terms of not just banning mid lanes. But we did see the Varus ban come across, so hopefully that doesn't hit Port Swimmer too hard. And we do see the Anivia picked away from Ace, so they don't have to use a ban for that. Very intelligent play, Northern Storm. Tell me your thoughts on what we can expect with this removal. CB, let's shoot it over to you.
What we can expect here is the jungler. The jungling game is going to be very key into everything that goes on. Obviously, Fat Lee has been spectacular so far, but with just the lack of bans, it's going to be extremely important that they don't let the players that are obviously going to be comfortable in whoever they get to pick. And it's going to be very, very important that Fat Lee is everywhere this game.
I think we're going to see how he tries to manage that. He's shown his capability before, but you can only be in one lane at a time, am I right? We do see Team Triple Strike pick up Tristana and Leona. Now, Brandana has shown us his ability to play Tristana this split. With her scaling, it's going to be very difficult to manage. Looks like Leona is going to be going over to Mr. Pig, with Fat Lee picking up Kane. Incredible gank potential. Prowler, you've got some experience playing against Fat Lee. Tell me, what does this Kane pick do? What's this do for this team?
The Kane pick allows them to scale, especially late into the game. Obviously, we talked about Northern Storm. Whether they're behind in the beginning or they're ahead in the beginning, they pull ahead towards the end. Kane is one of those incredible late game champions who brings a lot of CC, a lot of tankiness, and a lot of playmaking ability. And I think that's what they're going for here. Is they're looking to put Lee in a position to carry the team so that he can be another real force to be reckoned with.
And I think you could not have explained it any better. We do see Tarek picked up for support for Trufflesaurus today. So that definitely keeps with this tanky bot lane meta that we've seen so strong in the LCUS going into a Leona. So there's going to be a lot of CC flying in that bot lane. Now, we have not seen a ADC picked up for Port Swimmer yet. What do you think we might see as some of the choices? Let's go to you, CB.
Well, Port Swimmer's huge pick this in the semis was Varus, and now that that's off the board, I'm actually a little bit more intrigued. But I know earlier in the split he was all about the misfortune, so I wonder if he goes back to that. Else out, I'd be very interested to see something like a Vayne get played, but I don't know if that works with the team comp. He could really do anything. He's got a pretty large champion pool for AA to carry. But
I can completely get behind you there. It looks like he did pick up Jinx, so he is going to be looking more towards that late game to play into that Tristana. Now, interesting is we did see Team Northern Storm use their last two bans to target out Ace. We saw Fizz and Xerath banned out, but Ace did pick up Lord, about called her Morgana, Lux. So that's going to add some additional team fight capability that might have been missing with this Tristana and Xin Zhao pick. And we do see Karma picked up as well. Tell me about what you think about the Karma pick. Let's swing it over to you, CB. Now, CB, we have a Tarek, we have and a Karma. What do you think we're going to be looking at? Where's that Karma go?
It's got to be in the top lane. Yeah, it's got to be in the top lane, Karma top lane. I don't think you're going to see the Tarek go there.
I think I agree with you. What do you think we can look for a Karma Shen matchup there? Because Shen was picked up by Great Beard of Odin to be in the top lane. Who comes out ahead in that matchup? Prowler, to throw it to you.
The Karma pick is really strong into Shen. His kit is made for blocking and dealing with champions who are reliant on auto attacks. Picking up Karma allows Shaken Not Stirred to sit back and poke down the Shen, hopefully force him out of the lane. With the new 8.2 patch, targeted spells do draw minion aggro, and Karma doesn't bring a whole lot of those. She's got many aim skill shots, so she won't be picking up the aggro, and she'll still be able to poke a lot. I'm looking at Shaken Not Stirred to come out ahead in the lane with the Karma pick.
I could not agree more. Folks, we are so excited for this first match. I'm going to throw it over to our casters so that they can take you through this adventurous first game. Kinos, Nickel, you with me?
Yes, we are. We do have the spectator delay, but more than willing to talk through that as well. Nickel, what are you thinking about this this lineup that we've got here?
Holy smokes. I was just trying my darndest not to say anything while it was going on. Anyways, we have a lot of interesting picks coming from Northern Storm today. I mean, we get to see Kane come through. That's going to be dangerous in the jungle against Xin Zhao. I feel like that Fat Lee's definitely going to take control over the jungle with that pick. We see Anivia, Jinx, Tarek, Karma. Karma is questionable. That's why I left that for last. I mean, you guys heard it from our analyst desk, but they do make a good point. I feel like that's going to be definitely a good counter pick for Odin Shen, but that is one of his main champs. So we haven't seen him at all play Shen through the LCUS, so it's going to be interesting that he finally gets to play one of his mains. But for right now, I feel like I want to say I like the team comp from Triple Strike a little bit better. That just might be bias, but I just feel like that Tristana Leona is a little bit better of a comp than Jinx Stark in the bot lane. Lux is definitely going to bring a lot with her lasers and whatnot, but if Anivia brings the walls, it's not going to do much for Ace. Maybe he's been practicing and he actually knows when Kokoro's going to be putting down his walls, like we were saying last week or week before. Again, timey-wimey, jubbly-bubbly. Anyways.
I think it's interesting that there's so many points people are making about the Karma being countered to Shen when Shen was actually picked after Karma. So
right.
Clearly, Great Beard of Odin does have some confidence. Probably just excited, like you said, to play Shen. He hasn't really been able to so far in this split. The one thing that I always like looking at is the CC potential. Obviously, Anivia is just a big ball of slows and stuns and pain. Tarek's got his good stuns as well. But, I mean, there's a lot of CC that comes out of Triple Strike with this. Leona and Shen are not only big tanks to help protect the Lux and Tristana, but they have the taunts, the stuns, the slows. Zin's got his disruption effects as well. So I like the utility of Triple Strike more, but I'm concerned for them just because I think the Karma is probably going to throw them off. And that could lead to Storm picking a game up, or just the Anivia being as dominant as she has been throughout the LCUS. But now we're going to see as we move into game 1.
Here we go. Keep in mind, everybody, that Truffles is the sub. God, the English language was not with me for a second there. Is the sub for the game. So it's going to be interesting to see if he's going to be able to mesh well with Northern Storm or put them down. I feel like that he's going to be fine.
I'm sure he will be.
Yep.
I'm not feeling too passionate about any of the skins here. I mean, the winged Zin's pretty cool. That's not my favorite Shen skin by a mile, though.
Winged, who's kind of... They seem kind of like classic skins to me. Like, not really too much imagination to them. I mean, Rocket Girl, Tristana, Punk, Winged Hussar, Xin Zhao, Blood Moon Shen. I might have to give this to Northern Storm just because they have more. And they just seem a little bit more interesting. I mean, Team Spirit and Nivea, definitely trying to get the Team Spirit in there.
Yeah, definitely.
Slayer Jinx just looks like she's a murderous ripoff on Harley Quinn. But then again, when doesn't she? Anyways.
Alright, so a lot of pinging going on to start off here. Looks as though everyone's just going to their positions. Maybe a little bit of potential invading going on here. Very American Anivia. Alright, so they know the Anivia's in there, I believe. Do the pinging.
They know what we know.
Probably not too much aggressive coming out here for this first opening minutes.
It just feels like that they're just trying to make sure that there's no potential to try to the English language is not with me today. Just trying to make sure that they don't invade everybody's jungle here, and then we're gonna have a nice leash to go off of that.
And we do see the impacts of the patch as the relic shields are not on the ADCs. So if you're just tuning in from a season or two ago, it looks normal. Ace taking some chip damage right away. So
it's totally fine.
That might be a sign of the lane to come.
It might be the sign, but remember, he's got a shield. He's going to be fine.
Yeah, I'm especially going to be interested with this top lane, just to see Great Beard of Odin finally get to play his darling Shen.
It's going to be interesting to see what kind of plays he can make with his ult, too, because, I mean, that's a lot of what Shen is known for. We're going to see some potential for him to go in the bot lane, especially just be all over the place, but I'm sure that he's more than willing and ready to do.
Something I'm interested in with these picks is I'm surprised Ace went Lux again into Anivia. I mean, obviously Lux is a favorite of his, but he did really well as Ryze against Anivia last week. I'm surprised he didn't stick with that.
Again, it might just be a confidence thing, because I mean, I feel like that Lux, I don't want to say brings more to the table than Ryze, because Ryze definitely does have, but I feel like the stuns and the, oh god, I might be eating my words. Never mind. But the stuns that Lux has and just the raw damage from her ults, like I feel like that's a more of a benefit against Anivia. Those stuns definitely help out against the Kayn coming in.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, Ace is doing very well right here. Him and Anivia are pretty much just trading equal blows there.
We do have Kha'Zix trying to make something out of Kokoro no Kage being low, but I don't think he's going to be able to get anything off of that. Pushed too far up.
Yeah, and we see a gank from Fat Lee have similar effects where he just kind of pokes in but doesn't actually get anything done.
Everybody's just fishing and not coming up with nothing. Do you see some damage coming off on Shaken from Odin? Although it seems like it's just going to be more of a even Stevens, except Odin kind of walks away a little bit more beaten.
It's interesting to see Xin being this aggressive, invading Fat Lee's jungle.
I mean, it might be just something to throw him off, because I mean, Fat Lee does have a dominant presence in the jungle, and if he ever sees an opportunity to throw him off, I feel like that's going to help him out in the long run. But yeah. And then the only reason I pause is now I see Kayn is trying to make something out of the mid lane. Kokoro's in trouble here. Kayn, although he's doing a good job of dodging, nice wall to try to do something out of it, but Fat Lee's wisely staying there, trying to find a point where Ace is a little bit too far up, but I feel like Ace... Oh, was there a ward there this entire time?
There was, but that's not a friendly ward for Triple Strike, so they don't know he's there. I mean, Ace does now because he put that other ward down.
I was about to say, talking out of my
Yeah, I had to check it a couple of times too because Ace was playing very safe there.
So I'm like, it's like he knows that he's there. Oh man, yeah, I lost my train of thought there.
It seems
like.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say Chao's or Chaosix, or however he decides to have his name done, does seem like his invade gamble did work. The ward didn't give too much intelligence, but it did manage to just get some free experience that Fat Lee won't be able to get otherwise. Though Lee might be trying to do an invade as well now.
Yeah.
Just have to see how it goes. Ace is going to spot this, no problem.
Looks like Zin's trying to chase him a little bit, trying to make something out of it, maybe.
Good slow there.
Nice slow, not really able to get him down much.
We do have Ace at 6 now, so lasers are possible.
He's charging his lasers, everybody.
Shen is also at 6, so maybe we'll see some good Shen ults coming in here. And
he's charging his teleports, everybody.
And bot lane has just been relatively gentlemanly.
Interestingly enough, yeah. I thought we were going to see some more interesting bot lane play, maybe a little bit earlier aggression, but it seems like they've just been kind of polite to one another, gentlemanly.
I mean, it's possible what they're doing is kind of what we were discussing before, how they're waiting for their high-impact junglers to help make something happen. I mean, especially considering how aggressive Leona can be in lane. The fact that she has not been at all, or at least not to a point where there's been a sizable impact, is somewhat surprising.
And I just feel like that, as for right now, Tark doesn't have too much that he can do to... I mean, he can't really do too much to lock either Tristana or Leona down without paying for it. So it might be a battle for 6 to see when they're going to start doing some more poke on each other.
definitely. Greybeard is managing blow for blow with Shaken, even though Shaken's been doing a lot of poke damage to him. Ooh, Ace trying to get something done here. Does manage to land the root. But it looks
Although
as though
he was walking in the cold, so not really able to do much for it.
Ooh. I'm surprised Zin backed off there.
Oh, man. Come on, man. That was a free kill for you, sir.
Or at least a free break the passive.
Yeah. Oh, it's very true.
That's probably why. I mean, that gets into your head sometimes when you're against Anivia, is the idea of, is it worth risking all of that just to get rid of her egg? And generally the argument I would say is yes, but...
I mean, I tend to agree with you there. I mean, even if... Excuse me, that he would have to go under tower for that, because it kind of looked like that Anivia was a little bit under there. But I feel like if you get that egg out of the way, just get it on cooldown, that just gives you a little bit of a buffer, especially that Anivia has to be a little bit more careful.
There was a little bit of a misplay there. Fat Lee was trying to give blue buff to Anivia, but accidentally took it himself. So, we'll see how that impacts things.
Well, Kokoro has no mana, well, little to no mana right now, and...
Ace is trying to angle for a laser.
Trying to. Not really coming out of it. Oh, we do have a little bit of tussle. Nope. Because they're just being gentlemanly. Although Ace might want to watch out for that cane.
I think Ace
Ace
is probably confident enough in his ability to snare the cane. We'll have to see. So yeah, I mean, definitely, this is kind of what I was expecting the finals to look like, at least in Game 1. Both teams being very cautious, not really willing to give up anything or make any horrifically dangerous plays.
And that's kind of what we're getting right now. I mean, ooh,
Good
I
dodge
don't know,
there.
can't make nothing of it. Yeah, well done from Odin. That cane was hungry. And I'm actually surprised at how well that Lux is doing against Anivia right now. I thought that Anivia was going to be a little bit more dominant in lane, but Ace has definitely proved me wrong here.
Yeah, I mean, Ace has definitely managed to stay up on the Anivia. A lot of health potions coming out of both sides, so they're both definitely trying to play it safe. Anivia looks like she's trying to bait out something. Definitely won't be in any position to go back, only at 300 gold.
Right.
Kane is there, but not necessarily in the best position. Here comes some of that aggression. Good stun, flash blown.
Yeah, just a cheeky flash right there. I mean, not a cheeky flash, a cheeky ult right there.
Yeah,
Try to get some damage off.
yeah, Ace trying to make it a little more equivalent. Ooh, good block on the Jinx rocket. That might have actually taken Ace out if Zin hadn't been there.
Oh boy.
Not sure if that was intentional or not, but good. We'll say it was intentional to make their jungler look a little bit better.
Yep. Definitely intentional, guys. Pro play is in the LCUS.
All right, here comes that hardcore Leona we were talking about. Flash blown several times here. First blood taken on the Kane. Going for more.
There's that egg.
Yeah. Shen ult as well to just help out. Not sure how necessary it was, but really good plays. Ace then rotating up top. Good heads up to protect the top turret. Doesn't manage to deal too much or any damage to the Karma, but does manage to save the turret. Bot lane turret's probably going to go down though. Yeah, maybe not. We'll see how quickly they rotate here.
Well, they are all coming. They are going to get spotted out by Anivia using that plant.
Alright, and it doesn't seem like they're going to try to get Dragon either. A little more concerned about the turret than the objective play. Hopefully Zin doesn't get caught here. Doesn't seem like he will.
Nah, he'll be fine. Oh, it might look like that Northern Storm might be setting up to go for... Nope, never mind.
Yeah, Kane's not really in a position for it. They don't quite have the damage, especially since they do know that at least two members of Northern Storm are right there. Ace doing another big exchange with Anivia and coming off worse for it.
Yeah. That damage is just no joke, especially when you're a little dainty princess or whatever the heck she is from Demacia.
Alright, so the bot turret is the first turret to go down. So first blood goes to Triple Strike, but first turret goes to Northern Storm.
Yeah. Well, I feel like it's not terrible yet. Although, sorry, I'm just collecting my thoughts here because there's.
All right, Zin does get caught out here. He's in a lot of trouble.
Yep, he's.
Oh! They tried at least, but we managed to get a couple of pickoffs here going in. Tristana's in a lot of trouble, does manage to bounce away, but the red buff takes her out. Leona's trying to make a run for it. Lux gets scared off. Really good plays here by the Leona. Might be able to at least distract them for a little bit. Ace's laser is not active, and neither is Shen ult. So it looks like they're going to have to give up Dragon here.
Yeah,
And that was a
Ocean
1
Drake.
for 3, unfortunately, for Triple Strike. But really good job by Northern Storm there. Managing to catch Zin out.
Yeah, it feels like that Zin was just in a bad place, and Northern Storm took advantage of that and are definitely just going to start steamrolling down. They won't be able to get this mid tower, but they're definitely going to make it worse for wear.
Yeah, Zin coming back in. Anivia already at level 10, very impressive there. Obviously, Lux as well, but Anivia just scales so quickly with that burst.
Mm-hmm. You got that right.
Alright, so ADCs are both alone in the bot lane here. Tristana did manage to get 2 kills, has managed to get both of Triple Strike's kills. So, probably a little more gold, yeah, 200 gold advantage.
You got that right.
So if you're Triple Strike here, I think it's definitely time to try to get some of those objectives, because objectives are where they're falling behind right now.
Yep. And if you can get that Anivia and Ace don't die. Scaring me, man.
Tristana is there, but probably was spotted. Rocket again, but Ace manages to dodge it that time. Jinx keeps trying. Kane up top.
Interesting. Yeah, Kane is definitely being pretty dang patient, waiting for Shen. Yeah, nope. He's being kind of cheeky with his backs, doing it and then turning it off, but decides to go back.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how the junglers have been kind of acting so far. Ooh, a dive here in the bot lane. Leona doing a really good job locking this down. Stopwatch OP, guys.
Stopwatch OP and might be just what they needed.
Yeah, a lot of
They're
heals.
gonna
This is
go
going to turn
down.
into a 2 for 1, or a 2 for none, rather, most likely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get that Anivia, guys. Then the egg is up. They're probably still gonna get it though.
All right.
There we go.
Good job shutting down the Anivia, though. The forced bot lane unfortunately suffers for it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, guys, stopwatch OP, right, your congressman. Alright, so a little bit of advantage then in the mid turret here. Kane does show up, but Kane is still taking a lot of damage from Ace, so I imagine he's going to have to respect that.
Ooh, nice ult from Ace, but not enough to confirm the kill. Kane's probably gonna have to go back now, although Tark's coming mid.
Yeah, Tarek's here. Zin might get caught. Nope. Keep moving, Zin.
He learned from his mistakes last time. He's not gonna get caught out again. 5 seconds later, he gets caught out again.
Right,
Who
well,
knew?
we'll see in a second here. The Jinx rocket was up. She might have been able to take Ace out there, but I don't think she realized it.
Well, how many times that he's gotten ripped off, essentially, with those ults, with those rockets, I feel like that he's been saving for something a little bit more.
Alright.
Sorry, lots going on right now.
Yeah, 2 turrets down now. Big rotation going up top. Hopefully Shen sees this and gets out of there.
Yeah, we might have to get rid of, might be best for Triple Strike just to retreat from top lane as well.
Alright, yeah, Shen's getting out of there. But looks like Tristana might be able to get bot lane turret. Also a lot of pings to trade for mid as well, though the creep wave is not there for them. Yeah, so Trist will easily get bot lane.
And if they do have a little bit of time, I feel like they might be able to get mid lane.
We'll see, it's going to be
Do
close.
have
Rocket
Tark
misses
and
again.
Kane.
No, I think they should be able to get it, yeah. One more
Yeah,
hit.
they got it.
Okay. But now we'll see at
There
what
we go.
cost. Second top lane turret for Triple Strike under threat. Shen moving up. Good job dodging that stun. Surprise! He got caught a little bit by the side of the ult there. Oh, fight going on. Almost missed that. Zin in a lot of trouble. Laser misses everyone, unfortunately. Triple invincibility going on. Ace decides to go down rather than up. I'm not sure I agree with that. Leona gets picked off. Trist is here to try to help out, but it doesn't look like there's anything there for him, though Shen kind of wants to try. Trist
I
trying
want to try, but
Trist trying to steal Fat Lee's candy there. Doesn't manage to quite
you
do.
take what you can get, man.
Ooh, good route. No follow-up then.
Did not know that range was that high in that Lux. Jeez.
Looks like there's a call out to try to gank the Anivia. Shen's taunt is on cooldown, so not necessarily able to secure this, but Anivia is all alone.
Able to get it just fine. Although it looks like Reptile's going to go down in favor of Northern Storm, unless they come in. Lux might steal it. Nope.
And Lux certainly tried there. Does manage to catch the Kayn. Oh, going a little
You're
deep there.
going in pretty deep, man.
Good Shen ult there to protect her, though. Kayn gets away. Karma gets away.
And
Rocket misses again.
Yeah. Port Swimmer must be pissed.
It's always unfortunate when you're playing champions like that. That's why you should all play Karthus, because you can't miss with Karthus.
Ain't that the truth? Alright, it looks like the Triple Strike is going to be trying to get their own dragon. Looks like it's going to be a Cloud Drake.
Yep. Cloud
Yes.
Drake should be pretty easy to get to. Looks completely uncontested. That Tristana's damage is really starting to wrap up as well.
Yep. That might be what they need to wait for. I feel like if Tristana can get some... can actually be part of a team fight, like she was kind of in the previous one. I feel like that Northern Storm is going to have a run for their money. Especially if we can have some good... oh boy, slows and stuns from Ace. And even taunts from Shen. I feel like that's going to be very dangerous. That's probably what Northern Storm expects too. That's why they're kind of trying to pick people off, as it seems.
Yeah, I'm really looking for Shen to start getting a little bit more involved in these fights, get a few more taunts landed, a few of his invincible pool, I forget what it's called, the Spirit's Refuge. Just managed to make a little bit better use of his tankiness and his abilities rather than just being the alt savior that we expect from Shen's.
Right. Seems like for right now he's content with just going on business trips on the top lane just to protect that tower as much as he possibly can.
Rift Herald maybe accidentally popped a little bit.
Might have been. Unless it's a distraction, that might be the case, because it looks like that everybody's consolidating towards the mid lane and the top lane.
Ooh, nice attempt on the laser there. Good taunt though, that's a lot of damage on that Jinx.
Tower is going to go down, but I feel like that they are going to be able to get this Karma. Or not.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah,
Lux
Karma.
is really far forward. Good taunt there trying to protect her, but not quite enough. It's worth noting that Tarek's ult is down. I'm not sure how aware Triple Strike is of this, and doesn't seem to matter. Ooh. Yeah, that was all Lux getting a little aggressive there. Not being able to hide behind her tanks. And also, of course, to Ace's credit, being chased by 3 people as well. So there wasn't really time to coordinate any sort of protectionism.
Yeah, it looks like this is going to be a pretty easy tower to take for Team Northern Storm.
Ooh, Zin caught against the inhibitor as well. Probably going to end up going down. Good flash to get out of there. Lux is back. So they shouldn't lose the inhibitor here. We'll have to see. Good stun there, though. Leona getting involved does manage to block off the stun. Good pick off there on Karma, going for more. Ooh, 3-man stun there, but not able to capitalize on it thanks to Zin getting in her face. Anivia's egg is not able to work there, and they do manage to get not quite a sweep, but they do manage to get 3 for 0.
Nicely done. Well, they do lose a tower for it.
Alright, so 4K gold lead for Northern Storm. Lots of objectives. Looks like they're just going to go straight for Baron for this. What are your thoughts on this play?
It's a. I want to say it's a safe play because I mean the 3 are down. It's only 2. If Ace gets caught by Kane like this might be bad. We do have a TP coming in from Northern Storm. This might. It might just be a play just to get rid of. Oh boy.
Good job by the Xin. That was going to get taken out by Baron. Oh, they might be able to get. They did manage to get Jinx. Flash is out.
Nicely done.
Karma's flash is not up, though she does have that speed boost.
And that might be what saves him. Oh man, that was a very questionable, freaking Baron push. I mean, their thoughts were in the right place. 3 down, 2 up. Seems like safe. That TP from I don't know who it was from, probably Anivia, that hurt them a little bit for 3 and definitely 3 on 4 or 5.
I believe it was Karma's TP. I believe.
Oh, it was to Karma. See, I blinked and I lost track of everything that was going on. Jeez.
But yeah, I mean, it was definitely, they had the right idea, but when Kane came back, he was just such a force, and of course he always is such a force. Especially with 3, 2, and 9. I mean, he's got a lot of the gold on his team right now, I believe.
Yep.
Well, I tied for 3rd on it, so, but still doing much better than everyone except Tristana.
Yep.
On Triple Strike there.
Looks like Tark is doing a good job of just ward duty. It seems like just clearing out warding whenever on objectives.
Yeah, but I mean, that being said, Northern Storm isn't doing the best with their wards this game. I don't know if that is they're just focused elsewhere for this particular game, or if good dewarding coming out of Triple Strike.
It might be good dewarding because we saw them start doing their wards, and really a lot of what's kind of hard to do is that when they placed their wards, people weren't clearing them out, it seemed like. Triple Strike is definitely doing a better job of that.
But also Triple Strike is definitely more on the defensive here, using their blue buff to the Anivia. Anivia finally gets her blue buff. 20 seconds until the next dragon, which will be another Ocean Drake. Shen trying to split push a little bit.
Just doing Shen things, you know. You gotta do what you can.
Yeah, Shen's ult is up and is level 2 now, so it's actually notable. Lux is going to be in a little bit of trouble here. Kane comes in. Good dodge there.
Nice dodge, although is it gonna be... No.
Jinx ult does finally land there, so all you Jinx fans can be happy. Would have been
Shen finally gets the turret.
Yeah, would have been interesting to see if Shen could have helped out there at all. I don't think his shield would have been enough, but...
No, probably not. It's interesting that he's going this hard with the split push still.
Yeah, I mean, if I were him, I'd jump on that Xin right now. Alright, so Taric ult does go off. Shen is here.
Finally comes in.
Yeah, good taunt. I mean, that was a 2 or 3-man taunt there. But Anivia is just absolutely insane.
Yeah, nothing's gonna come of it. Xin is the only one up. Lux comes back. It's gonna be tough for Triple Strike to push them off here.
Yeah, Ace does have his laser. They are kind of bunched up there. That could be a good laser opportunity. But looks like he doesn't want to stay stationary for that long. Good job by Xin getting out of there. It's been doing a couple of really nice escapes. Good slow there as well. Misses the snare, unfortunately. Next inhibitor's down. All 3 inhibitors are probably going to go down here. I don't think that Tristana will be up in time. The Leona's certainly trying. Yeah, Leona tries to it can't really seem to decide to go help the Lux or to go in. Decides to go in. Big stun there, good snare. 3-person laser. That might, no, it's not going to save the last inhibitor, but it might at least stall the game out a little bit. Kane is just so powerful right now. It's hard to stand against that. Another reasonable rocket hit. Probably going to take out the Leona here as well. We're seeing that Fat Lee power we were talking about before.
So with everybody coming up, they were able to finally push them off, although there were still some casualties. Oh man, it's going to be tough for Triple Strike to come back from this because they're going to have to rely on some split pushing from Shen or somebody for that matter, and somebody to defend base. But yeah, it's gonna be tough.
Yeah, I mean more than one somebody because we've got 3 lanes of super minions coming in.
Yeah, that's the truth.
So we'll have to see. I mean, at this point, it is very much just about playing defense. Karma is starting the dragon by herself. Probably just waiting for the Kayn to come, but Kayn can cover great distances relatively quickly, so that won't be a problem. Anivia doing some farming bird things.
Some bird things.
Yeah, I mean, there isn't really much that Triple Strike can do right now except defend. They might try to get a sneaky Baron steal. With the damage of Lux's laser, it is possible. Though I'm sure she'd like to be 16 for that, but unfortunately she's only 15. It can also be a lore joke for all you kids at home. I think she's only 14. Anyway, alright, so we'll see. It does get spied out. Reasonable stun there, but Leona's might suffer for it. Good job by the Shen. There comes that Taric ult again. That Taric ult has been really destructive. Good job by Xin, though, knocking that off. Oh, they picked off 2. Lux is still at reasonably high health. Ooh, good snare. But Lux is all alone, unfortunately. So not going to be able to finish it. They'll probably stalled out the Baron. I don't know if they do still have Jinx. Oh, there's a cheeky teleport coming in here trying to finish the game. Karma versus Leona. Leona doesn't get... We have one last missed rocket to capitalize on game 1. Poor port swimmer. But that is the first game done.
Indeed. Wow. Man, hard to say anything about that game. It seemed like it was pretty. Looked like that strike was going pretty even with them at the beginning, but then something just clicked for Team Northern Storm, and they were just able to start just dominating the map. Other than that, any thoughts from you, Kenos, final for the game?
Well, it was definitely a question of momentum. They just kind of were able to, they being Northern Storm, were able to just kind of grab the momentum and run with it. And it didn't seem to go away for that in any sort of capacity. But we do have an analyst desk to also tell us about their thoughts for that game. So, analyst desk, you guys here?
Yes, sir. Here and ready to talk about a very exciting game 1 that went in favor of Northern Storm. CB, are you with me?
And yes, sir.
Prowler, you with me?
Yes.
All right, we got the team assembled. So I want to talk about this dominating game. I personally really taken aback at how incredibly well Karma played into Shen. Greybeard and Woden, high caliber player. Shaken Not Stirred, high caliber player, and it was just a next level pick paying that Karma into Shen. Prowler, tell me about it.
Absolutely. I think you saw, something that I had kind of pointed out too is I thought that Karma would be able to poke Shen out of lane. We didn't get that as much as we saw Karma affect the team a lot more than the Shen did. It was a huge reason that Northern Storm had so much success. The 6-1 and 17 finish, I believe. Huge kill potential, huge support potential. Karma was a big reason Northern Storm came with this easy victory.
Could not agree more. Very off-meta pick, but big fan of it. I hope I see that more in the future. I want to talk about this jungle performance. Both jungles performed incredibly well. We did see Fat Lee going in to Xin Zhao with Chaos. It was 3-5-5 Chaos with a stunning performance, 6-3-15 for Fat Lee. CB, tell me, what do you think give Fat Lee the advantage here?
That's a very, very hard question. He played extremely well. I thought Chaos did pretty well himself, but the mid lane, Ace just it didn't go his way, and Kokoro just seemed to have every card going for him. I know there was a few plays in the beginning that, but there just wasn't anything. It felt like Chaos couldn't protect his laners as well as Fat Lee, and I tell you.
Well, someone had made the comment that Fat Lee had to be everywhere the entire game, and it looked like he was. I don't know exactly how you counter that, but just incredible rotations on his part, with the exception of that blue buff steal from Kokoro no blue buff. So very interesting there. Alon Z, I love to see you here with us. How you doing this evening?
Bad.
Can't hear you. Now. I can hear you great. Exciting game we just saw. Talk to me about this bot lane matchup. Brandana did put the team on his shoulders going 6-5-5, but poor Swimmer with a 7-2-8 performance shut him out pretty hard. What do you think we can look for going into game 2?
I'm not really sure. Jinx just got buffed this recent patch, but that said, I also think you need to take a look.
I think we're having some audio difficulties hearing all your great input. So we'll finish this out with the discussion about the mid lane. I know that it's been brought up already that Kokoro played into Lux incredibly well. Ace just wasn't able to really manage that lane. What do you think we're going to see, CB? Get some final input for you in this new mid lane matchup.
I think we're gonna see. Definitely, I don't think we'll see a Anivia. I think should get banned. I don't know if that might not happen, but I'd like to see them bring in champions that they're not focusing, because they were banning 4 Kokoro, I think, and he still got the Anivia and played fantastic. So if ban away any of those that he can really hit you with, and maybe we'll see some new mid laners that will surprise us.
I can get behind that. I most certainly agree. Well, we are going to move on to the next game. Real quick, give me a name. CB, who we giving it to? Are Triple Strike going to be able to make the comeback game 2?
It's gonna be on the back of Brandana on the bot lane, so I'd say I can see it happening. Game 2 goes to Triple Strike.
Prowler, your thoughts?
Northern Storm has been able to play well in the beginning with champions that scale and not blow too much of a lead, and then they rally later on behind great team play and shot calling. I don't see Triple Strike winning this game, even with the first pick advantage.
1-1. Alon Z, break this tie. Who's going to take game 2? I don't think he's with us right now. I will break the tie. I think Northern Storm's going to continue their march to victory. Well, folks, I think we're going to move on forward.
Yes, we certainly will. I'm just going to cut the stream off for a second, and then we will get right back into it. Please stay tuned.